Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I have gathered you all here today because, well, originally I was gonna sew a patchwork tote bag today. That's still the plan, but I think I'm gonna do the sewing tomorrow, do the prep work today, because today has just been not a weird day, but just I'm getting a slow start and I feel unorganized, tired. I woke up at 6 and I was like, nah. And then I woke up at 8, went back to sleep, woke up at 9, decided to be awake. I got ready for the day, and then I've just been doing a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. It's almost 1, so I've decided to put a little bit of structure into my day, and I've got a small to-do list. I need to run to the store at some point this morning, and I kind of thought maybe I wanted to go to a thrift antique store today, but I don't know if I feel like driving over there. But then I for sure want to journal. I would love to do some painting to put a new print into one of my frames, and then I want to cut the fabric for the bag that I'm gonna sew tomorrow. So yeah, I thought this video was just gonna be me sewing a tote bag in one go, but it's gonna be more of a day in the life, creative edition, self-care edition, the usual flavor of things around here. I think too, because I was laying in bed, my body feels sore, like I have body aches. I'm not getting sick, but it's just like my hands, like right here, feels really sore, and my joints feel sore. I feel like that's something I need to look into. I'm gonna do some journaling and then either jump into fabric cutting or painting. See, that's the thing. I wanna paint too. I don't know. I feel like I should go for a walk. It's just so hot outside. I feel like I need to stretch, drink a ton of water. Okay, let's bust a move. My hand is so sore. I wrote, let's see, I think 4 pages. What I wrote about was something that I've been just thinking about a lot lately. My last apartment or condo in Washington. I've been feeling really nostalgic for that era lately. And I only lived there for a year. It's just a really sweet, small, fleeting chapter of my life, and I look back at it with a lot of fondness and just joy. I think I've kind of shared a little bit about it here on my channel, and I wish that I would have started making videos back then. I wish I could have documented that time of my life, because it was really special. It was a pivotal moment of my life, and all of that to say, I knew it was temporary. I knew that it wasn't gonna last too long, because I did have the intention of moving to Utah. It was a historical district of the city that I lived in. The street that I lived on was very wooded, lots of tall trees, and everyone's yard had these big flowery bushes and just flower gardens and beautiful big homes that were all old big homes. Where I lived, there was a big craftsman house as the main house of the property, and that was split up into 5 condos. And then I lived in a condo between the house and the alleyway. Basically, there was me and another lady. We both had our own condo in this smaller building. So there were a total of 7, and we were kind of our own small HOA. And my neighbors, I didn't get to know them too well, but they were all really kind. They were quiet. Some of them were retired and just, living their best retired life. Some of them were like doctors or in their residency at the local hospital. So everybody was pretty quiet, either off at work or traveling or just at home. And one of the ladies, I always tell this story because I think it's so cool. I don't think I've told this on my channel. I got to know her a little bit, and she was the HOA president. And when I first moved in and she introduced herself, she was like, oh, you should come over for coffee. I'd love to give you a tour of my home and we can just like chat a little bit. So I did. Her home was very beautiful. She had a very beautiful view of the ocean because we were only like a block or two away from it. There was this one day, like I had almost been there for a year, and I had gone over to help her change out a few light bulbs and do some stuff with her windows. And we were just catching up, just chatting. And I had asked her how her family was doing, like how her kids were doing. And she had told me that, you know, they were doing good. Her son, she hasn't seen him in a while. He's been on tour in Europe. And I said, oh, what's his name? Or is he part of a band? And she said, yeah, he's part of the Fleet Foxes. And I just thought, you're kidding me. If you don't know who the Fleet Foxes are, they are an indie rock folk band. They're one of my favorite bands in the entire world. So anyways, that was just kind of a cool little thing. But my condo itself, like I had a big living room window view of the ocean as well. I had a spare bedroom that was west facing, and that's where I kept my painting supplies and my desk, and it was kind of my painting studio. And then my bedroom was east facing because it stayed cooler. In Washington, it's not very common to have AC because, I don't know, it's just not. And especially living next to the ocean, you don't really need it except for midday in July and August. But at night I would just open my windows and go to sleep. And I lived in such a quiet neighborhood and there was no traffic noises. And my neighbor, he was an older retired guy, super nice, and he would have his window open and I would always hear his grandfather clock go off at night. I think just during the summertime when I had my windows open, but I remember his clock would chime 4 minutes past, and I would usually be awake late at night, usually talking to Patrick on the phone, and I just remember hearing his clock go off at like 12:04 a.m. on several occasions, and it was just like a charming little quirk, I guess, just this little soft detail that helped make up this really, really nice time in my life. And I lived within walking distance of the marina, and so I would often go for runs, or I would take Maisie for walks, and we'd go down to the marina, and there was a really cool coffee shop down there. And at night, sometimes I would just go out to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and I would just leave all the lights off. I never closed my blinds at night if I just had the lights off, because then you have this beautiful view of all the ship lights out on the ocean. And so I just remember like just going out to the kitchen at night, all the lights off, but all of the little lights from the ocean were just shining in. And it was such a comforting feeling. And you could hear the seals outside just through the windows, and I could see the stars from my yard, because it was there was light pollution. I was still in the city, but it was a pretty dark neighborhood, so I was able to see more stars than I had been able to see before that. There'd be nights where I would be watching a movie on the couch. Again, all the lights off, my windows open, because I was not on ground floor level. I was up above. So it wasn't like somebody could just peek in and be weird. And so there would be times where I'd be laying on the couch, just facing the window, and the moon was just right there. I knew, like I said, I knew I was gonna be moving to Utah, but I was very grateful that things in life lined up the way they did so that I could find this place. This wasn't the kind of place that you find when you're looking for apartments online. This is the kind of place where you have to know the right person and it has to line up. I'm thankful to be where I'm at now. I'm thankful for Utah. I don't regret moving here. I'm glad I moved here because I knew that that time in my life was coming to an end. I knew that my chapter in Washington was closing. Actually, in the last couple of months leading up to moving, I felt like I was just in limbo. I felt like my time had ended and now I was just waiting to embark on the next chapter. But it does have me wanting to, at some point, I don't know when, but at some point, I want to plan a personal trip back to Washington and just go see all of my old places that I would go and see some friends, and just, there's a lot that I would have to cram into my time there. Like, go to the coast, go to the mountains, go to my favorite islands, do all the things. So anyways, that's what I've been writing about. It's kind of I don't know, that's the nice thing about writing, is it's, in a way, it's like time travel. You can revisit those memories as you're writing about them, but then also you're putting those memories down on paper and they won't be lost to the sands of time. So yeah, well, it's almost 2. Oh my gosh, I'm just getting such a late start to this day, but that's okay, because sometimes that's how it has to be. I think I might run to the store really fast and then come back and start cutting out the fabric. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So cheers. Cheers to all the chapters of life. Cheers to romanticizing life. I totally did that. I mean, I still do, but I really heavily did that back during that era. Yeah, it's a good time. Okay, I think I've got the fit. This is, I think, what I'm gonna wear. I just want to change my earrings to wear something a little bit more fun and poppy to match this outfit. Got a load of laundry in the dryer, so that will be done by the time I get home. I think I'm just gonna go to the regular store and not go to any thrift store, just because it's late in the morning. It's not even the morning and I don't need to thrift anything. That's what we're gonna do. I think I already showed you my outfit. Let me finish my coffee. Okay, let's go. So I just realized that I went to the store and I didn't record. You did not miss anything. I promise. I just made it really fast, in and out. Now I'm home and it is 4 p.m. So I'm just going to go get my fabric, bring it out here, and start cutting all of the fabric pieces that I need. Okay, I think this is everything that I need. Like I mentioned before, I'm gonna make a patchwork quilted tote bag. Now, I made one of these several months ago. I don't even remember. Was it like March? Maybe April? Let me go grab it. So this is it. And it's not bad. It's pretty good. I never use it and I don't know why. Because now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cute. Why don't I use it? This bag that I want to make, it's going to be similar fabric. It's gonna be a tiny bit different. I'm gonna use different measurements. Gosh, I have a lot of really pretty fabric to go through. So I'm just going to first figure out what I want to use. Oh my gosh, I could totally make some fun fall things with this fabric. I'm gonna start by cutting out 24 5 by 5 inch square pieces. Good morning, good morning. It's the next day. I'm getting a pretty good start to the morning. It's just after 9, right? Oh, it's just after 10. Just kidding. But I want to do some journaling, just really fast, and then we're gonna jump straight into the bag. Now, I did not finish cutting out the fabric yesterday, but I made a pretty good start. So I just need to finish that and then, yeah, get to sewing. I kind of miss having my desk in my bedroom. Like, that's naturally where I'm wanting to go sew, just because that's what I've always done here at this apartment. I made coffee and it's a toasted coconut marshmallow latte. I feel like I'm being transported back to the spring season because this was my go-to in the springtime. I feel like it's April or March. Crazy how flavors and scents can do that. Anyways, I'm gonna go journal and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. I just changed out this little crock that had my rolling pins and wooden spoons in it, and they're faux, but I brought in some faux burgundy wisteria because I just need color. Okay, so I just had to point that out because I feel like it's noticeable from the clip before. Like I said, I got a bit done yesterday. I got 5 of the fabrics cut out, but I still need, I think I only have 2 left. I just need to do, oh, I have 3. I need to do the light pink, this one, and this one. I also need to decide which fabric will be the main fabric. So like what will be the straps, and the bag is gonna have a long piece along the bottom. I'm kind of leaning toward this one. This is so pretty. So I need to figure out a few things yet, but I am just going to keep cutting out the squares and then we'll go from there. Just reminiscing, just thinking about, so last night we went to a really large butterfly just flew by. It was yellow. It was like, it looked like it was this big. Last night we went to a farmer's market, and this was a different one from the one that we went to last week, but it's similar. It's just smaller scale, but it's woodsy and bistro lights and as we were leaving, we walked past a vendor who had fresh cut flowers. We were kind of there at the tail end of the market, and so, you know, everybody's trying to sell their stuff. Like if they've got food or flowers or just whatever is not gonna make it through the week. And it was a couple, a husband and a wife, I think. And Patrick was walking like just right ahead of me. And the couple, the guy, he like grabbed the sign and he was like, and I was like, we had this interaction like for like 10 seconds just back and forth with him, his wife, and me. And we were just like, because they were trying to like, flowers? they were pointing to, they were like looking at him and they were like, and then they got his attention and then it was just this thing and it was funny. It was a good, I don't know, it was just a good little interaction. But one thing I noticed about myself when it comes to going to farmers markets, we haven't gone to as many this year. Last year we went like every week and it was just part of our weekly routine. For me, I don't know if I would call it social anxiety, but I find myself purposefully not making eye contact with anybody. I just kind of look down. Like I look around, but I'm just like I make an effort to not make eye contact because I don't want to be approached. And it's not in an unfriendly way. It's a lot. Like when I'm at the farmer's market, there's so much for me to like process and take in. And I go very quiet and I'm just like observing, again, taking it all in, and I'm enjoying my time. I'm enjoying myself. But I did notice that, yeah, I get really shy at farmers markets. I guess, or any kind of market, if I'm not working it, yeah, I go nonverbal. Kind of. And I just talk with Patrick a little bit. That's kind of it. I want to change that about myself, but I think too, like one thing is I always feel bad when somebody who has a booth, they stop me and they ask to show me something and like I'll listen and engage. But then when I don't buy their product, I feel so bad. I feel really bad. I feel terrible. And I just think about like, oh man, that probably made that person feel sad, or I don't know. It's just something that I get into my head about. And so sometimes I'll wear sunglasses because it makes me feel like I've got a security blanket on. I'm like a little bit incognito and I can more easily not make eye contact with people. I don't know. Anyways, just an observation that I made about myself. But it was a good night. We did that, we watched a movie. It was really hot yesterday. It was even hot like after the sun went down. Otherwise, we might have gone for a nighttime bike ride, which I love doing. I love it. Okay, we are almost finished. I've just gotta grab one more piece. But it's turning out nice. All right, let's see here. This is gonna be row 2. Noodles from Trader Joe's. They're supposed to be spicy. I mean, that's what the packaging says. They're not really spicy. They're good. They're so good. I actually really like this. I was just so hungry and I just needed a quick lunch before I continue on with the bag. Quite a bit of time has passed and this is a lot. This is taking so long, but I got both of the outside bag pieces done. I decided to make this light pink the bottom color, but now I need to figure out what I want to use for the handles, and I'm kind of, I can't decide. If you could see my space, it's a mess. I need to sweep and vacuum when I'm done. and there's just a lot. I don't know what I want to use. I just need to make sure, like I said, that whatever I use is long enough. Can't decide. Okay, let's figure this out. Dun, da, da, da. That was weak. Here it is. It turned out good. I really like the size of the bag itself. I like the straps. When I wear it, it feels, yeah, like just a good size, not too big. I did make a pocket for the inside, and I used this nice floral fabric here. And just to kind of compare this bag to the one that I originally made, whenever that was, I think it was like March. This is the other one that I did. And I have been kind of giving it a hard time, but honestly, it's not that bad. There are just things that I like about this one more than this one, but truly, like, there's nothing wrong with this one. But yeah, now I have two. It felt good to just do some sewing, dive into this medium of creativity, because lately I've been just doing a lot of watercolor painting, book nook making. It just feels good to do something different. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe and stick around, stay a while if you're new here. I'm happy to have you here, and you know what? We have fun on this channel, or I have fun. I have fun bringing you along. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other and yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.